Can you use your EIDL loan to pay off your credit card? Thanks for joining me today. My name is Ryan. I'm a CPA. I have my own CPA firm, doing YouTube videos to help answer a lot of questions for everybody. So thanks for joining me. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to stay updated with any of these things that are going on with the SBA, the IRS, the Department of Treasury. And if you want your questions answered, leave a comment below. I do my best to answer all your questions. And if I don't get to them, just keep trying. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to manage my time as best as possible. Before we start on the credit cards, I just want to talk a little bit about the frustrations that I'm hearing about people saying that the SBA should not be allowed to dictate how they spend their money, especially if they have to pay the money back. Like, I understand your frustrations, okay? However, this program, the EIDL specifically, is a very privileged and premium program. And what I mean by that is that you have a very low interest rate, 3.75, okay? And you have a 30-year payback term. And you have fairly lenient requirements to getting approved for this loan. Like, I would say very lenient requirements. So the SBA is taking on a lot of risks, lending this money out. If you're looking to grow your business or expand your business, there are plenty of other programs to do that with. A lot of other loans, a lot of ways to get financing, a lot of ways to get investors, plenty of ways to do that with outside of a disaster. Okay, this loan is meant to support businesses through a disaster. And so if you are using it to grow your business, you are taking it from somebody who really needs it to just help their business survive. And that's why there are restrictions to this. And that's why they will be doing what they can to the best of their ability to crack down on any misuse of the funds. The SBA doesn't want you gambling with their money, and you're also taking it from somebody that might really need it to survive. All right? So let me know what your thoughts on that are in the comments below. So can you use your EIDL loan proceeds to pay off your credit cards? The answer is generally yes, you can. And there's some stipulations here. First, it's got to be a business credit card. If you're a corporation or a partnership or a multi-member LLC, you got to have a business credit card. Even if you're a single member LLC or self-employed, ideally, as a CPA, I would love for you to have a separate business credit card from your personal credit card. Where your business credit card, you only have business transactions and vice versa with your personal. And ideally, you don't have any commingling, any mixing of usage there. But if you're self-employed and you do have like a personal credit card that you use for business, you can still use the EIDL funds to pay on that credit card. You can only use it to pay the business portions. And I recommend just keeping really good track of your documents to be able to prove how much money you're using the EIDL loans for and what portion is for business. For that, receipts are always a good standard there. Like even for taxes, you should keep receipts for up to 7 years. You don't need to give it to your CPA. Please don't bring it to your CPA in a little box here full of receipts. But for audit purposes, if you incur expenses, you need to have receipts. The IRS will not look at your credit card statements. If you went to Wendy's with a business partner, you gotta have the receipt. The IRS wants to see receipts to make sure you're getting like a reasonable amount of food or that you actually were where you are at the time that you say that you were with who you're claiming you were. Receipts over credit card statements. Keep good documentation if you're self-employed. Same thing with corporations, partnerships, multi-member LLCs. Even if you have business credit card, please still keep receipts. It's a good practice, a good habit to do for taxes every year, let alone, trying to make sure the SBA is happy. So that's my quick tangent here. If you're self-employed or you own a business, please make sure you have a separate business credit card from your personal credit card. And same thing with the checking account. If you're self-employed and you plan on doing this long term, I recommend just getting a separate checking account for your business, separate credit card. Just try to keep everything business and personal separate. Like when you form an LLC, the rumor is that you form an LLC and your personal life is protected from any business liability. And while that's partially true, it's not automatic. You don't just pay $50 to the Secretary of State and then you're good. You have to follow formalities. And one of them is keeping your business and personal stuff separate. It's very important. okay? Also, in order to use your EIDL funds to pay off your credit card, you still have to follow the SBA guidelines. That means that you can't use your credit card to buy fixed assets and then use your EIDL to pay off the credit card. So just make sure you're still following guidelines, and the credit card debt that you incurred has to be from 2020, I believe, in order for the funds to be eligible to pay off that credit card. The idea here is that you had to use your credit card to sustain your business through the crisis, through the shutdown or whatnot, and now you got the EIDL funds, you just pay it off. That's the idea here. They're not going to allow you to pay off your credit card debt you've had for years with this EIDL funds. You can make the payments on it, but don't pay it off. Does that make sense? This kind of same thing with like the long-term loans. Like, you know, if you had a long-term loan from before the crisis, you can't use your EIDL funds to pay off that loan, but you can use it to make the payments on it, the regular payments. This might seem frustrating, but again, this loan is meant to float you through the crisis. It's not meant to like improve your financial situation. It's not meant to improve your business or anything like that. It's just meant to float you through the crisis. If you wanted to pay off your credit card debt that you've had for years, you can do that with other loan programs or other ways. Like, you have the option to do that outside of this SBA disaster program. Maybe this disaster program has sparked like an idea in you. At least, you know, like, you can use you can use the loan to refinance your credit card. Maybe that's an idea that just got triggered in your head. So now you can go apply for another loan to do that, but just don't use the SBA funds to pay off really old credit card debt. What it comes down to is just use your best judgment on this. I talked about this in my video about buying equipment. Just use your best judgment. If you think you're breaking the rules or you have an inkling about it, just question it a little and make sure, test it. Like, if you think paying off old credit card debt feels logical or feels right, just think about it, poke some holes in that theory and see if it checks out. Otherwise, ask your CPA or ask me. I'd be happy to try to answer those questions for you. But really use your best judgment. I believe that you can discern the difference of what's right and what's wrong. That's all I got for today. Thanks for joining me. Be sure to smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to hear your questions, your comments, your frustrations, all of it. I'd love to hear it. Take care for now and stay safe. I'll see you next time.